My lovely people, good morning and welcome to God Loves You channel, the home of news. If it is your first time of coming across this wonderful platform and you like what we are doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of videos, especially what is happening in Nigeria. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, and after watching, always drop your thought, your opinion. You are free to criticize, but let us always do it constructively so that at the end, nobody will be offended. Yes. So let's hop into today's video. Remember to share after watching, and God will bless you.
Governor of Anambra State, Soludo, has come out to say that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not stop insecurity. The release of Nnamdi Kanu is not connected to stopping insecurity in the southeast. Let me read it out. Anambra State Governor Soludo says releasing the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention is not hinged to the prevailing insecurity in the southeast, stating that the two are different issues. This is coming from a southeastern governor. Mind you, Nnamdi Kanu has an influence that if he is released today, these governors will be totally useless. The loyalty of an average Igbo man to Nnamdi Kanu is beyond that of any government in the southeast. Mind you, most of the times, the reasons why Nnamdi Kanu hasn't been released at this point in time is because of southeastern leaders are not in support of that release. Southeastern leaders are not doing all they needed to do. You see how Sunday Igboho was taken to Benin Republic, smuggled to Benin Republic, and however he's released now, he is somewhere enjoying himself. You see how the Mieti Allah, look at how the northern leaders are rallying around the Mieti Allah leader. You see how they are defending bandits in the north, defending Boko Haram in the north. But for southeastern leaders, you see a different story. Somebody who is fighting for the freedom of his people, fighting for his people to have a country that is viable for them. Now, the leaders of that region, the political leaders of that region, are against his release. It tells you a lot about Soludo. So this is a question. If you're watching this broadcast, I want you to leave a comment. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not hinged to the insecurity of the southeast. They are two different things. At a time in court, Nnamdi Kanu said that release me within how many minutes? I'm going to stop that insecurity. That insecurity in the southeast is going to die down. Within how many minutes? Look at what happened in Enugu. Mind you, we're not talking about Anambra State. We are talking about the whole of the southeast. Look at what happened in Enugu. ESN was created at a point in time to stop these unwanted killings. ESN has been fending off these killer headsmen, of which the police have not been up and doing in the past months and years. Nnamdi Kanu created the ESN, and the ESN has been in the bushes to make sure that nobody is going to anybody's farmland to destroy crops, rape women, and kidnap. But hence, the ESN soft pedaled a little bit. We now see the killings in Anambra, in Kogi, in Hamufu, and in Enugu State. So, the governors, having failed in their responsibilities of securing the people, are now saying that Nnamdi Kanu's release is not connected to insecurity. When Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, insecurity rose to a certain level. This Fulani, Janjaweed, or what have you, now took another step of invading the forest and started killing, started destroying farmland under a Buhari with impunity. That is why you see Southeast governors would want to do everything in their power to deceive Southeasterners. They are deceiving you and I. You know, when they come out and say, no, Soludo once visited Nnamdi Kanu to tell you who a politician is. Soludo once visited Nnamdi Kanu. He came out and said, before he became governor, he was talking about Biafra. I remember, I think in one meeting like that, where we had Igbo professionals, he was talking about Nnamdi Kanu. He used that to deceive people to voting for him. I remember when he was campaigning, the so-called IPOB that they are calling proscribed now are the ones that made sure that there was no tension. And they also saw him as a potential that would drive the agenda of the Southeast of getting a region that is viable, a region that is working, that is not denigrated in Nigeria. They supported the same Soludo, and it is the same Soludo that after his election victory, he went to visit Nnamdi Kanu. After that, he started speaking about release. From that, look at what he's saying now. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not connected to having security in Southeastern Nigeria. So, what is it hinged on? Why are we going to release Nnamdi Kanu? We have said it that the Fulani has an agenda. And if you don't have strong governments in place, if you don't have strong regions in place, the Fulani will enter your land. Look at Lagos State. I always use Lagos State as an example. The Fulani cannot operate in Lagos State. The Fulani cannot operate in Lagos State. Because Lagos State is an economy that is, man, the security is tight, everybody is on alert. Everybody is a security on its own. So if you make the Southeast a viable place whereby people go, industries are there, buildings are there, everything, like the economy is booming, it is very hard for you to see a Fulani in such environment. Now, if I remember, back then, Nnamdi Kanu gave the government, the federal government, a condition for him to drop Biafra. Yes, he gave the federal government conditions for him to drop Biafra. I'm going to read it. Nnamdi Kanu demands to drop in Biafra agitation back in 2017 in his meeting with Southeast governors, leaders, and stakeholders. He said, number one, making Enugu International Airport a grade 1 airport so that passengers can fly in without stopovers in Lagos or Abuja. So that passengers can fly in without stopping in Lagos or Abuja. So if you want to travel out of the country, Obiano, former governor of Anambra State, he wanted to escape. He couldn't escape from the Southeast, so he had to come to Southwest where they caught him. Now, number two, dredging of River Niger. Dredging of River Niger, far back in 2017, upgrading Ore Airport to a functional cargo airport. Number four, operating Port Harcourt and Calabar seaports at full capacity. Number five, revival of moribund industries in the Southeast and South-South to provide job opportunities. Number seven, provision of good primary health care system. Number eight, provision of steady electricity supply. Now, a few days after making his demands, that is 2017, his father's house was raided by the Nigerian army and 28 young Igbos were killed. This was Nnamdi Kanu far back 2017, making demands for the Southeast. These are the reasons I'm going to drop the agitation. And the same son, Soludo, who as a governor of 4 years, we have not been able to pinpoint. You built a hospital and you are saying that this is the first ever public hospital in Anambra State, whereby you go to different local government and you see hospitals. I don't know. I've said it. The kind of Igbo people we have today are not real Igbos. I don't know where they carved them from. The leaders we have today. Sometimes I suspect it is this Fulani system, Fulani authority hegemony, that is branding this, garnishing these leaders for us in the Southeast. Look at Enugu State Governor. You have not spoken on the killings in Ehamufu. You have not. If it's Trump, go to other countries. You see killings in Lagos, Ogun State, in Ibadan, the governor will come out and speak and make sure there's decisive steps taken. The people will be on the run, but you kept quiet and you're doing nothing. Which I suspect that most of these governors are not a mandate of the people. They don't have the mandate of the people. They don't have a mandate of the people. So these are the 8 conditions Nnamdi Kanu gave them 2017 to drop Biafra agitation, of which, after giving those conditions, they went to his house, raided his house, 28 young Igbo people were killed. Today we are even dragging whether he jumped bail or did not jump bail. Simple evidence. Somebody was in his house. He has not run away. He's not going anywhere. You went to his house, you raided his house, and you killed 28 people. He escaped. And you as the government, you are coming back to tell us that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. Don't you be that. Some people are even confused. Why is it that Nigerian government have not convicted this man since? Why is it that Nigerian government have not done this? He must rot in jail. Why is it that they say experts, professionals are saying the solution is political solution is because you don't have a case on Nnamdi Kanu. Whether he did what he did or what, see, where Nnamdi Kanu is holding the government is, how did I come into Nigeria? How did Buhari and Malami take me into Nigeria? If they are going to pass that puzzle at the courts, if they are going to be able to, if they are going to prove that they did not bring Nnamdi Kanu into Nigeria illegally, then you have a case against Nnamdi Kanu. If they are going to prove that the Nigerian army did not raid his home and kill people, he is not running away, he did not abscond, but you came to kill him. Some were saying, why did he run away? So he should open his chest and you put a bullet and kill him, and you now put one story online. The guy escaped. However, so this is the situation. If you keep on denigrating the Igbo people, we have said it, Nigeria generally would not be moving forward. That's why I've been calling. I've looked at it left, right, center. I don't even tire. I've looked at it and said, how can Nigeria get better? How? The system is already rigged and corrupt. We should restructure. Not that I don't like a one Nigeria. You see, there's a benefit of one Nigeria. If we are sincere with ourselves, there's a benefit. Nigeria as a country, if we understand ourselves and we are able to come together in agreement, overlook the past, having a common goal, my brother, no country in Africa can beat us. No country in Europe can beat us. Even the United States can't beat us with the kind of potentials we have, human potentials and natural resources. No country on earth can beat us. Nigeria united. Nigeria united with the north, the east and west, all things being equal, so don't come be angry that I'm saying, but I've seen in Nigeria it is impossible. The hatred is deep. When you go on social media, the people spewing hatred that you open your mouth, the people that are pushing hatred are young people, not even the old, are young people. So the older generation, the legacy they have left for the younger generation is to pass on the hatred that has stopped Nigeria from developing with all its natural resources. We have natural resources with the trillions of naira. Voila. We have all we can to take care of ourselves. We are still in debt. Nigeria. So this demand by Nnamdi Kanu is one of the reasons why you see Biafra agitation. But under a one Nigeria, it is very difficult for the Nigerian government to implement. I'm telling you, it is very difficult. I don't blame Soludo. It's because of he played Southeasterners. He played IPOB and co. And they allowed the vote, and they voted and supported him massively, and he won. And he has been playing that game. Politicians will always be politicians. He has been playing that game, and you are deceiving people. You are coming out to tell us to our faces. Coming out to tell us to our faces that Nnamdi Kanu, whatever releasing Nnamdi Kanu means is not connected to the insecurity in Biafra land. My brother, the only best thing that can happen to any woman is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. The best thing. We don't send the governors. You see what these things Nnamdi Kanu highlighted. You see how he put it. These are the real things that the Southeast need. And since these governors have not been able to deliver on these things, if you want me to read it for you, I'll read it for you. Which of these governors? See, Alex Otti is trying. Alex Otti made sure we have I think, modular refinery in Abia State. These are some of the developments we need. These governors, the governors can push for some of these things, making Enugu an international airport. These are leaders. Leaders need to, because what I'm doing, I'm trying to draw the attention of my Igbo brothers that we need to go back to the Southeast. However, the government has the power. They can be able to sponsor people to go learn something somewhere else and mandate them. They will come back to the state and apply it. They can give grants to people, to graduates, to professionals that can come to the state to run one or two things using resources and the funds from the state. They can use most of these things to attract people back to their state. They have the power, they have the resources and everything. Push for Enugu State as an international airport. Be transparent, use the money judiciously. We have people abroad that can invest in the state. Create a fund whereby if somebody invests, he's going to get a return. Create tech hubs here and there in the Southeast. Those that are coming up, encourage them. Do a lot, like P2B did for education in Anambra State, that Anambra is becoming one of the high-flying, in the Igbo land, Anambra, they are high flyers in education. In population, most of them are high flyers. Because this guy equipped laboratories, did scholarships, bought laptops, had conversation, assured people and everything. These are the things we need to do in the Southeast. Now, dredging of River Niger, the governors, politicians in the Southeast have a role to play. Have a role, singular role to play in that dredging. Attracting, look at Ogun State, attracting Dangote. Is it the federal government? So when they build that Portland cement there now, it's many people will be, you see, very soon now they are pushing so many people from Lagos because Lagos is getting jam-packed. They will now leave Lagos and Ogun State will now be another Lagos. People will start, when they build that cement factory in Ogun State, people will start relocating. Those working there will have to live around the areas. The areas will start, where there's population, there's demand. Where there's demand, there has to be supply. So, all these things, it is in the hands of the governors. But since 2017, or since inception, how many of these governors? This governor go today, Ojis Okalu, Ojis Okalu, the other Oji, Okeze Bazu. You spent 8 years in Abia State. Look at Oti, who just spent 2 years. You spent 8 years and nothing to show. Nothing. Okeze Bazu built a bridge. This community I'm staying, there's a bridge in this community. The bridge is more sophisticated. Local community, more sophisticated, more bigger than that in Abia State. Then Okoze was now saying, did I build it for you people? Look at just Alex Otti, what he's doing. A leader. These are the leaders we need in the Southeast, not audio leaders, not people. Now, the seaport, we have an input. Revival of moribund industry make the state look attractive. This rail line we're talking about, is there a project by the Southeast governors? Is there a roadmap? Is there something that's been earmarked or mapped out by these Southeast governors that they are pushing, they are coming together in their meetings, they are pushing for the Southeast? So that when they divert monies, they will tell you, Southeast government, if they divert money to the north that is meant for Southeast Railway, Southeast governors have to come out and put out a press release that we have developed a structure for Southeast, for railway in the Southeast. We have put out the proposal to the government for railway in the Southeast, and the government refused. That is when we'll come in. But there's no plan. You're not addressing the people you believe that they voted for you. You are not responsible to your people. Just go and having big stomach, drinking up and down. The people are searching for a leader, and that leader is Nnamdi Kanu, because he aligns with their expectations. These things, 8 things that Nnamdi Kanu listed out, is one of the things that I've been talking about for a very long time. Who else will not want Nnamdi Kanu and what he's fighting for in the Southeast? He may be arrogant to you, just like Trump, but however, he wants better for his community. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu is one of the greatest things that will happen to the Southeast. Don't mind Soludo as a governor. Now he's playing second-term politics. You know, the end of his regime is nearer. He's playing second-term politics. Abga and APC are the ones that are going to have. God, APC. He's pandering. If you understand politicians, you understand that these guys are not human beings at all. They are evil. The system has made them evil. If you want to join a party, there are some things they are doing. You are not meant to criticize them. They might be doing evil, stealing. Until you become a part of that evil ideology. Politics in Nigeria is evil. So anybody becomes a politician, my brother, he's daily doing evil, daily perpetrating evil. They are manipulative, they are pretenders, and they are deceitful people. Highly placed. So Soludo, he's preparing for a second term. Whether the people vote him or not, they usually align with the powers that be, the rigging machines that be, to help them rig elections. Now, no matter what Soludo does, we want Nnamdi Kanu to be released from detention. If you like, let them say it from their heart. If you like, let House of Rep members do it. If you like, let the lawmaker representing Nnamdi Kanu constituency go and start visiting him in whatever. We know that Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to the leadership in Southeast. We know that one for sure. Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to leadership in the Southeast. If Nnamdi Kanu is out today, our loyalty, we are not hiding anything for here. We know what good governance look like. We know, an able man knows someone who is intentional, who is sincere, who has integrity. These governors do not have integrity. If you ask an average Igbo man, he will mention Alex Oti. Alex Oti is a Nigerian governor. He's not an IPOBO. But they see some of the things he's doing and he's intentional about it. He's speaking to the people. Have you been to Abia State? He goes from community to community. He tells them what he wants to do. Shows respect. So not whether it is one Nigeria to divide. We know good governance when we see it. All these things, we know that Nigerian government, headed by the Fulani, cannot give. They cannot give it. That is why we are saying, Soludo, you are saying your own. We want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. When Nnamdi Kanu is released, we can have sanity in the Southeast.